Let's start out our time of meditation today with a quote from Henry Nouwen. He wrote, "The great temptation is to let people take our peace away. This happens whenever we become angry, hostile, bitter, spiteful, manipulative, or vengeful when others do not respond favorably to the good news that we bring them." So today's hymn choice is one that is especially close to my heart. Not necessarily just because of the words either, though the words themselves have a very reassuring message about the kingdom of God. It speaks to the dedication of us as disciples to Christ as the King of peace. When all of our hearts are filled with love and awe and directed at the one that we follow. But it's not just the words. The words themselves are enhanced for a special small group of clergy who call ourselves graduates of a particular seminary in New York City. The tune is called General Seminary and embodies a space of love and peace. It reflects back out into the world the reality that we had in that place where community was not just a novel concept, but a genuinely lived reality for all of us who were in that one block area that we lovingly called the Close. In the midst of a city that never sleeps, seekers could always find a quiet place to pray and to praise that very King that we all follow. And so let's take a moment to settle into where we are. Take a few of those breaths. Whether you're taking this time in the early morning, it's the middle of the afternoon, and you've decided you need a break, it's near the end of the day, the close of the evening, and you're starting to unwind. It's nice to just have a few moments to be able to set aside all of those distractions, sort of like the noise that you constantly hear when you're in some place like New York City. And imagine for a moment that you're in a space where all of the sound is blocked away, and all you hear is the quiet peacefulness. And just breathe in that peace. King of glory, King of peace, I will love thee, and that love may never cease. I will move thee. Thou hast granted my request. Thou hast heard me. Thou didst note my working breast. Thou hast spared me. Wherefore, with my utmost art, I will sing thee, and the cream of all my heart I will bring thee. Though my sins against me cried, thou didst clear me. And alone, when they replied, thou didst hear me. 7 whole days, not one in 7, I will praise thee. In my heart, though not in heaven, I can raise thee. Small it is in this poor sort to enroll thee, even eternity's too short to extol thee. Now, a little bit more about those words of that particular hymn. They were written by George Herbert. And George Herbert was the fifth son in his family. And he was aiming to be an official in the courts of King James I. However, when the king died, his future got so shaky that he decided to get out of politics and instead go into the church. He became a parish priest in his mid-30s, and he was regarded as being extremely caring of his flock. He wrote many poems, most of which were then turned into hymns, and he was also known as a skilled lutist who set his own poems to music. There's a wonderful quote about him that comes from his biographer, Isaac Walton, who gave his opinion that Herbert composed, quote, such hymns and anthems as he and the angels now sing in heaven. And around the same time, Walton's friend Charles Cotton also described him as a, quote, soul composed of harmonies. That can lead us to think about the parallels between peace and harmony, two concepts that feel like they belong together. When two people are in harmony, peace can abound. And when people strive to live in peace, harmony is a core element of what works best in community. And so when we're thinking about that King of Peace, it brings to mind the section of Isaiah that we hear at this time of year. For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. So I have a few questions to pose to you, and you probably already have an idea of what the first one's going to be, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. When we're talking about peace and harmony, what do you see as the parallels between those two concepts? And take it a step further, what do you see as the differences between peace and harmony? My second question is, what feelings does that term peace invoke in you? And finally, if you had to draw a picture or give a description of the King of Peace, what would that king look like? So I'll leave you to ponder those thoughts, and I will join you back again tomorrow when we'll have a little more time to meditate together on that concept of peace as we can see it through another one of our hymns. But until then, you take care and God bless.